sent by Art Magazine. But if you have any questions, please just write them on the comment section. Sorry in advance because this is my first time going live on anything, so let's see how it goes. Cheers. Okay, let's go through the guide questions. First, how has the pandemic affected you personally and your working conditions? Well, I'm gonna be lying if I say that my anxiety levels in some days aren't are okay. I've been, especially in the beginning, my anxiety has been through the roof because, this is something new. We've never experienced this in our lifetime before. So, it's normal for everybody to be scared. I think we all should be scared because this virus is new. There isn't a lot of things that we know about it, and it's affecting so many lives. But there are good days also. I'm treating this as sort of a time to reevaluate things and the time to kind of think about what's really important in life. And I'm getting to spend a lot of time with my family, my husband and my son, so that's good. When it comes to my working conditions though, my studio is kind of a mess right now. I'm here right now. Later on in this stream, I'm going to give a tour of my studio and you'll see how, hi Milka, hi Harry. You'll see how messy my studio is. It's full of paintings. I think I have around 20 paintings here right now, so it's kind of hard to move. But aside from that, everything's alright. We're healthy, thankfully, but although we're worried about everybody else, we're keeping in touch with our friends and our family and we're checking up on each other, and that's nice. What keeps you busy during the ECQ? And what are the challenges? Well, I wear two hats. I'm a mom and a wife, and I'm an artist. As a mom, I've been trying to do my best to keep my son busy. He's 5, he's turning 6 this July, and it's really difficult to explain to a child that young what's going on. We've been cooped up for almost 2 months now, or has it been more than 2 months? Almost 2 months now, and it's a bit difficult, but we're happy that we have this time together. The challenges that I'm facing, it's been really hard to get supplies for art. What's essential for us artists wasn't exactly considered essential for everybody else, so it's been really difficult to get supplies and materials. I get some paint from abroad. There's this paint that I get from London that I couldn't ship in now, so that's kind of difficult. The glue that I get from Spain is also really hard to find right now, but little by little the art shops are opening, and we get by with what we have right now, so we're alright. How are you adapting to the new normal, currently and in the long term? As an artist, this actually seems pretty normal. I saw a lot of my friend artists post this meme that says something like, with that moment that you find out that your normal life is called quarantine. And that's so relatable, I'm sure, to a lot of artists, because normally we're cooped up in our studios, we zone out while we're painting, and that's it. We're used to this. The social activities we have would be when we go to exhibits and see each other. That's the one thing we miss. That's the one thing I miss a lot, getting to see the collectors and my friends and artists and other artists in the shows. But right now it's mostly paint, and that's it. Although I'd have to be honest, like now I haven't been as productive as I was before. Mainly because there's too much paintings already in my studio. There are materials that I don't have, so that part's been difficult. I'm sorry. Let me get that. There. Where was I? Yeah, but as an artist, this is pretty much normal. Personally, we've been getting a lot of supplies. Everything's been delivered. Since the start of the ECQ, believe it or not, my family has not left home. We have things delivered from the grocery. We're lucky that our community has a lot of trade going on, so we haven't really felt the need to go out and buy whatever we need. Even before this whole thing happened, my husband's been kind of teasing me about how I buy too much of this or I buy too much of that, like alcohol and supplies for my studio, like too much brushes, too much gloves and all of that. So in that sense, I'm kind of lucky that I am well stocked even before this whole pandemic started. So that's pretty good. What do you think, or what are your ongoing and future projects? Okay. I have a show that's ongoing now with Gallery Joaquin. You can still view it until the 15th of May. And it's pretty cool. You get to view it 4 different ways. There's a video of the paintings. You can view it in a catalog. And there are 2 different apps that you can download that you can view the exhibit as if you're in an actual gallery. It's really cool. And you guys should check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, please visit the Gallery Joaquin Facebook page. You'll see it there. What do you think? Okay. What do you think is the role of art in this pandemic situation? Okay, that's a good question. Art kasi, even if you look at the past, art is a documentation of what's going on in the world. But you see it in a very personal perspective. When we look at history, we don't just look at the books, we also look at the art. And I'm thinking, my opinion is that maybe 100 or 200 years from now, when people look back at this time, they will also look into the art and they'll see from a very personal view what we went through during this time. Oh, hi Richard. Who is your biggest inspiration? Mamaya na yan. Okay. What do you think will be the impact of COVID-19 in the art scene? Okay. Well, it's a very important question. In the beginning, I have to admit I was very, very worried. I called a bunch of friends and I said, what's going on? I don't know what's gonna happen. Are we going to survive this? I was kind of on panic mode because everything's so uncertain. And I think that's the biggest enemy right now. All of the uncertainties going on. But like a lot of my friends and even the gallery owners that I've spoken to, they reassured me, and it makes sense that art will thrive in this time that we're going through, in this difficult time that we're going through. Why? Because this is what we're going through right now. It's like we're being faced with a global existential crisis. Like we're all faced with this enemy that's taking so many lives, and we're all forced to think about our existence in this world and how fragile it is, how fast everything can be taken away from you and all of that. And it takes me back to what art essentially is. And for me, for me, art is like it's our way to express that, hey, we exist, we have thoughts. It's a basic human need to create something and to validate our existence. And having this whole existential crisis just really adds to that. Art will thrive. I think more people will. Hi, Mimi. Artists will create beautiful art, relevant art, and people would want a piece of that. We're all right now that we're in lockdown. They're reconnecting. Hi, I'm back. Am I back? Yes, I am. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so right now that we're all under ECQ, we're all under lockdown, we're all in our homes, and we're all going to, I think people are going to be curating their lives better. They're going to want to live with things and people that they love and that they can connect to. And art will be a part of that. So I think the art scene will be okay. There will be a huge impact on it, meaning in the sense that we're all going to have to adapt to this new normal. I don't think we're going to be able to do art fairs or exhibits anytime soon, but we live in a time actually wherein technology is really helping with this thing. Imagine being in this situation without your phone and all of these gadgets and social media. How difficult would it be to connect, right? So it's pretty, there are ways to adapt. There are ways to do this without giving up, without just, we don't have the need to, we don't need to just stop everything. There are we can always find new ways to do this. Like with my exhibit gallery, Wakin did this whole 3D thing wherein you'll still feel like you're in a gallery space, and it's pretty good. I like that these things are happening. Imagine if we didn't have that, then everything would just have to pause until there's a vaccine. And we have to remember that this isn't permanent. So many people, so many brilliant minds are working on finding a vaccine, and we just have to pray that it happens sooner rather than later, and things will get better. For sure, even when the vaccine comes out, things aren't gonna go back to normal right away. We still have to practice social distancing and all of that, but that's always a good thing. more people now have a concept of personal space. You won't be, will be more conscious of coughing etiquette and all of that, which I think is pretty good. Japan's been doing it for a long time. They've been wearing masks whenever they feel sick. So I think us Filipinos, we could do that too. Even when the vaccine is out, I hope that continues. Let's go through the questions. How about its impact on visual artists specifically? Okay. Well, like I said earlier, visual artists are going to be inspired by all of this, everything that's happening. Artists paint what they feel. In my case, I paint what I want to feel and how I want things to be and how I want the viewer to feel. So, when it comes to the artworks, it's gonna be beautiful. If you've seen the works of the latest exhibit of Demi Padua, beautiful. And I think there are going to be a lot more art that emerges from this. That's gonna be brilliant. When it comes to the business side of things, it's going to be, I think we're going to have to take a different route, but we will thrive. The galleries are helping out a lot, which is wonderful. Like I said, there are different ways to exhibit now. There's going to be a different schedule on how to view things. It's not going to be a party like what we did before, which I miss so much. But it's going to be okay, I think. That's my take. I try to be as positive as I possibly can, because what choice do we have, diba? But it's important to stay positive here. Visual artists, just don't lose hope. I know it's difficult right now. Everything's so uncertain. Everything's so, we don't know what's going to happen after the ECQ is lifted. There's the GCQ naman, and like I said, it's not permanent. We'll be fine. There's just going to be a different way to do things, logistics-wise, and we have to stock up on materials. We don't have to go out as often, but everything we can adapt to. As much as humans are resistant to change, we are always able to adapt to things, and that's the most important part. We learn that, I know that this is a difficult time because we're all comfortable with what we're used to. We're used to that. That's our comfort zone. And now we're faced with this thing that just forced us to change everything. And it's difficult. As an artist, I'm not so worried. As a mom, I'm very worried. I can't even imagine sending my son to school without experiencing a real fear. But, there are ways around it. There's internet now. They can do live classes and whatever. But, things will get better. I don't think they'll go back to normal, but they will get better. And eventually we'll get used to it. We can get used to anything. And that's gonna be, we're gonna come out better in this situation. The planet is healing. We're gonna be more conscious about what we do to our planet. We're gonna be conscious about making sure that our friends are okay. That's another thing that I really like about this whole situation. It's, especially in the beginning, I got a lot of messages from friends that I haven't spoken to in a long time just checking up on me, and it's really heartwarming. Cheska, what is your advice or message to the artists or art workers who are feeling anxious during these times? Hi, Nico. Oh, my advice would be to just keep painting. Use all of that energy, and pour all of that energy into your work, and you'll find something new that you'll want to paint or you want to sculpt or whatever, and you'll be fine. You have to keep in mind that this is temporary. Right now, it seems huge because it's new and we don't know how to do things yet. But this is temporary. Vaccine is coming out. Sooner or later, a vaccine is gonna come out, and we'll all be fine. We'll all see each other again. We'll all get to party again, and I can't wait for that to happen. For now, we have virtual drinking sessions, and that's still fun. The husbands, and we've been drinking and chatting about what needs to be done. That painting, oh, thank you. It's huge, right? Later, I'll show you my paintings. This particular piece is 7 feet by 5 feet. Don't ask me how I reached the top. All I can say is that it was done with much difficulty. How are you preparing for the post-pandemic future? Well, I'm not sure. Right now, it's kind of, we don't know yet kasi what's going to happen. Everything that I'm preparing for is sort of for the immediate sense. Like, oh, I buy extra groceries, I buy extra vitamins. Oh, there, take vitamins. We've been treating vitamin C like popcorn lately, so all of you, please drink your vitamin C. That's a way to prepare for it. Boost your immune system. Exercise, for those of you who exercise, because I do not. Oh, how did you find your style, and what is your advice for young aspiring artists who are struggling to find their place in the industry? That's a very good question. Noy Vedana. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. This style of mine, I'm sure this question stems from the typical artist's journey. For the young artists, everybody went through that. All of the artists went through a time wherein, oh, you're struggling. You don't know what to paint. You don't know what to do. What do I do? What's uso now? What do people want to buy? What are other artists doing? And I went through that also. I struggled with, oh, you know what? I can do this. I can do that. I can show them what I can do. And it took a while actually for me to pin down what I really wanted to do, what I really wanted to paint. This current series of mine actually came from a very difficult time. I came upon this style shortly after my mother passed away, and it was kind of a dark period in my life, but I wanted to paint something that helped me find my peace during that difficult time. It's like, the feeling of when you're in a pool and you go to the deep end of the pool and you allow yourself to just sink and be, floating about, not floating about, but be, pushed around by the current. And it's quiet and it's tranquil and you're in peace. That's how I found that. That's how I found the movement of fabric or fins of the fish or petals and how things float. Move underwater. And yeah, that's what it's about. But to those aspiring artists, Oh, um, it's gonna sound cheesy, but be yourself. Don't look at what the other artists are doing. Find what you love to paint. Find what you're most passionate about. Because when your art is honest, it really, people can really see it. When you're honest about your work, and it's not about something that you just feel like, oh, it's gonna sell, it's pretty, or it's dark and it's deep. No, just put something you know about, put something you're passionate about into your piece, and people will see that, and people will really connect to that work. I hope that answered your question, Wayne. I hope that made sense. Did I go through everything? What do you think will be the impact? Well, about... Okay, ongoing projects. Oh yeah, I said I have an ongoing exhibit with Gallery Joaquin. I'm supposed to have a solo show in Manila Art this coming October, but we don't know if that's gonna happen. Right now, I think that's kind of 50-50, so until then, I'm just gonna be joining online exhibits with the galleries, and we'll see from there what we can join. I'd like to say that it's not all negative what's going on right now. There are a lot of good things that are also happening. Before this whole quarantine started, my family were very quiet. We live in a condominium complex, and we didn't really know anybody here. Most of the time we just keep to ourselves, and we say hi to our neighbors, but that's it. Now our community is thriving. We made so many friends. We have Viber groups now. We talk every day, and we send each other gifts, and it's really cool. So that's one of the things that came out of this pandemic that I'm really happy about. There's more awareness now on the healthcare system. I hope the government invests more money in our healthcare system, because it's really lacking right now. We're now more aware of the importance of our OFWs who are nurses abroad. We have to say thank you to all of them, because they're the ones that are out there and fighting the most against this virus. And there are a lot of things that we've realized. I hope that's what I hope would happen here. I hope that's happening with everybody, that we're rethinking everything, that we have a lot of time to realize that, hey, these things really do have to change, because we don't want this thing to happen again. Or if this thing happens again, we want to be more prepared for it. And we want to tell our loved ones that we love them every day, and we give more importance to the things that really matter in life. It's not anymore the things that don't really matter. Like, for the ones who shoes we don't get to wear at all, we haven't worn at all in 2 months, and bags that we haven't been able to use in the past couple of months. These things don't matter. Our lives matter. Our loved ones matter. Our friends matter. And I hope everybody goes through these things and makes the proper changes in their lives and get their... It's a change in priorities, really. So, you know, what else do we have here? How are you as artist adapting to the new normal? As an artist, really, this is kind of normal. Sad to say. It's kind of the same routine as an artist. Now though, I haven't been able to paint so much because I have to attend to the son and the husband and everything, but as an artist, everything's pretty okay, except for the fact that, everything's in the back of your mind. You're just whispering all of these things like, oh, what's gonna happen and ganyan, but, I try to stay positive, and that's the key to this thing. I have a feeling it's gonna get better soon. Not go back to normal, but get better. Oh, I love this question. How would you like to remember these times? Okay. I would like to remember these times as the time wherein a lot of people chose to be kind, where people learned to be more compassionate. There was this time, maybe a month ago, wherein everybody in Quezon City was told to go out of their balconies and make noise and flash lights as support to the frontliners. And we did, and it was crazy, we live in a condominium, so we got a pretty good view of what was going on. So all of these cars were honking their horns, and the building right across from us, everybody was clapping and shouting, and I'm really not one to get emotional about those things, but really that brought a tear to my eye. That's really one of the things that really gave an impact in this experience. That's how I really want to remember it, that we're all in this together. That really gave that sense of solidarity, that, I'm not the only one experiencing this. We're not alone here. Everybody from all over the world, it doesn't matter if you're in a third world country or a country like the US, everybody's going through the same thing, and everybody's faced with this difficult time. And that's how I want to remember it, that during a very, very, very difficult time, we all stood by one another, and it was just, wow, that was just a big blessing. And there, wait. Oh, before I forget, before I say goodbye to everyone, sorry. Did I miss a question? Joaquin says hi. Hi, Joaquin. Hi, Paul. Yes, continue the will to fight. Hi, Mimi. Okay, well, before I end this, let me give you guys a quick studio tour. Forgive the mess. I will take the phone. Whoops. Uh-oh. There you go. Okay, so this is my studio. As you can, that was my iPad and where my brushes usually go. And those are the guide questions. As you can see, I have a bunch of brushes but that was pre-pandemic. That's how much brushes I usually buy. My paintings are over here. They are everywhere because before the pandemic. before the lockdown started. That's the painting that was behind me earlier. There are paintings everywhere. And because I use gold leaf, I couldn't stack them.
And that is a bigger challenge as well. So that's how I've been doing a lot of things from the start. When we worked together in a TV show in Hollywood Stream, I never had any kind of training in TV production. And I was clueless and I was terrified and petrified. But I had to create my own template.
This is where I gold leaf. It has to be separate because gold leaf flies everywhere. If you could see, there's gold leaf. And if I put paintings here, they might stick to the paintings that are already done. That's a piece that I'm working on right now. There are paintings everywhere. There, that's a piece by Ejim. There, I have paintings everywhere. There, Art Plus. Art Plus. There you go. So thanks guys for watching. Thank you Art Plus for having me. This was fun. This is one of the things I'll remember, that's for sure. There, that's what's outside my window. Daggy told me to show what's outside my window. Ta-da, that's it. Okay, thanks guys for watching. I hope to see everyone once this is all over. Take care and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.